Welcome to this week's episode of The Providers. We got a good one here for you today. Cover some good topics like what it's like to be a provider. And had a viewer write in a question for us that things get a little interesting with that. Greg shows us how to get out of a shitty situation. Pay attention, have fun. Should be a good one. Season's coming, baby.
Nothing cures a troubled mind like leaving boot prints in the mud. As that crisp morning air stands up your neck of hair and your adrenaline starts to flood. When you're a provider, you understand the things the woods can do. How you can lose yourself in the things that you love, but you can find yourself in them too. Yeah, we're the hard-working, hard-hunting, freeze of fairland providers. Yeah, we're the hard-working, hard-hunting, freeze of fairland providers.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
How's things been?
Oh, another week. Getting ready for October 1st to get here. It's insane. Wednesday.
Man, it's coming quick.
I know. Finally time to get back out in the woods, and I cannot wait for it. So
It's funny that you wait all year, and then when you're a couple weeks out, it just seems so like, oh my God, it's already here.
right. Well, I freaked out this weekend because I was like, I got to shoot my bow. I've got to get camo ready to go. Like, I got done shooting my bow, started putting everything away, and was like, oh, I should probably put some broadheads on some arrows too, because I guarantee I'd walk out with field points on the first day out. But the other thing is, it's opening day on Wednesday, and the high is going to be like 80 degrees. So I can't say that I'm ultra excited, nor probably even hunting on opening day this year. So
Yeah, somebody asked me the question the other day of how hot's too hot, and that's a whole topic in itself.
right?
My answer was depends on what you've got patterned and what you got going on.
Mhm.
We're in Michigan, so we're used to colder weather, but there's people in Texas that are killing deer, right now. So
And I think food is ultra important beginning of the season. And when it's hot out, they do still eat. If you got a shady spot in the field or whatever, I would say that's probably the corner that I'd be focused on. But the crazy thing this past weekend, driving to a couple of my daughter's soccer games, is they're harvesting beans. There are a lot of beans
Yeah,
coming
I've
down,
seen
and
that
I
too.
don't know that I remember beans coming off prior to opening day of hunting season.
Yeah, it's been dry, so I think a lot of stuff's going to come down early.
And talking to Matt down in Ohio, he's saying the same thing where they've been out harvesting beans for the past week already. So I don't think it's just us here in Michigan, but I mean that's a game changer if you've been waiting all season to try to hunt early over food. I don't even know that beans are really going to be an option for us.
Yeah.
So, well, we're gonna flip the script a little bit on the format of the show. So what Steve and I have decided to do is that we have each come with a topic. And we're gonna do this every episode. He's coming with a topic, I'm coming with a topic. Neither of us know what the other one's gonna talk about. And we're gonna bounce some ideas off of each other. And then also we've got a new feature here on the show where people can actually email us, and the email address will be on the bottom of the screen here. It's the providerspodcast@gmail.com. And what you can do is you can send us any questions that you have. It can be about anything. Lord only knows what we're
Yeah,
gonna
it could
get.
get interesting.
But we have had a couple questions come in, so we're gonna tackle a question today. And then, like I said, if you guys have a question, the providers podcast at gmail.com, shoot us a message and we'll see if we can get it on an upcoming episode. So I don't even know if I want to ask this question, but what's your thoughts for the day? What are we doing?
Well, honestly, we kicked this off. This is what, week 5 or 6 or
6, yeah,
something
this will
like
be
that.
6.
Yeah. And I'd like to go back to the premises of what we are. So, what is a provider?
Ooh, good question.
So, what is that?
Right? Well, I remember, I guess before we even dive into the provider part of it, when we first started the show, remember we were pass through productions,
Mm-hmm.
which obviously the pass through of an arrow on an animal, and most of us were primarily bow hunting and stuff. So it was pass through productions, and then I think it was, did we picked the providers when we started the TV show, right?
Correct. Yep.
And it was a long drawn out process of what do we want to title this, and ultimately I think all of us decided we were gonna settle on the providers for one good reason. But
Yeah. And we wanted the show to be based on we're all workers. We're not professional hunters. We're not getting paid crazy amounts of money to be out there in the woods.
Right.
We're out there to provide for our family, but we're also providing in the workplace too. So, just like my shirt says,
Dirty hands, clean money. That's awesome. That's
Work
awesome.
hard, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it was important for us. The word provider didn't just mean hunter. It meant that you're a good family person. It meant that you're providing through a paycheck at work. You're providing by putting meat on the table. You're providing by getting your kids out and teaching them valuable life lessons on, what hunting is about and what life is about. And all those things are what makes you a provider. And I think that we wanted to go with that name because basically it resonates, I feel like, with anybody that listens to the show.
Right.
I don't think we have anybody listening to the show that's a full-time getting paid to hunt kind of person. So it's the juggling act of life and all the different ways that we find to take care of our families and of ourselves. So
Right.
it's a great name. I love it. I'm glad we picked it. And yeah, it's just got that good blue collar feel to it.
Right. Takes a lot of time, effort, and work to be a good provider.
Yep.
And I always bring up my kids and, that the fact that they're a little older and it comes full circle. So my oldest is an electrician now and he's in the workforce. And when he was in high school, it was, I need to get a job. I need to get a job. Well, you're a 3-sport athlete in a Class A school. You don't have time for that. Well, then he's all of a sudden an electrician. He has to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go and do all this. And I was thinking, oh boy, maybe I made the wrong decision. And I didn't instill a good work ethic into him,
Right.
And then he's risen to the top, goes to work every day, happy to do it. And I had the conversation with him about that. And he said, well, it's from watching you, Dad,
Yeah. Yep.
and that felt great. Like I watch you go to work and get things done. And, so that provider really goes in deep and then, also providing that opportunity, showing your kids how to be that provider as well in the woods and at work.
And I think too, I think so many hunters are caught up on this who shot the biggest buck and blah blah blah. But if you think about it, like the size of the rack, what are you really providing to anybody? What are you providing to yourself? What are you providing to your family? Not really anything, right? Because I can get just as much meat off of a doe that I can get off of a buck, and it's what I'm putting in my freezer that's the long term benefit. Being able to offer probably the highest quality protein that we can offer, and that's just through deer hunting. Then you fill in, the goose hunting, duck hunting, fishing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the amounts of quality food that we can provide too goes well beyond just, hanging racks up on the wall. So,
Right.
don't get me wrong, it's fun to shoot bucks, but it's also really nice when you're in the heart of the summer and nowhere near hunting season, and you can open your freezer and
Right.
grab a package of steaks or burger or whatever. That's the good feeling about doing what we do.
Definitely feels awesome. Now, if you ask my wife or your wife on how much that meat is per pound, we'll just skip that subject.
Right. Well, if you add it up, I mean, filet mignon, I think is like $39 a pound right now if you go
Yeah.
to the butcher,
Yeah.
and we figure, per pound of venison, we're probably around $215 a pound. When you fill in camo and bows and e-bikes and new trigger releases and I mean,
We could always have worse hobbies, though. We
But
could really have worse
right.
hobbies.
Yeah, we could just be getting drunk at the bar all the time.
Right.
Instead, we go sit in the woods by ourselves like we're crazy. So,
Exactly.
oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, what do you think? You got any other provider thoughts? What are you doing for opener? When are you hunting?
Oh, man. I won't be able to hunt until Sunday after the opener. So it'll be Sunday, Monday.
Okay. So I'm headed down. I'm going to go down to Matt's in Ohio, and I'm going to drive down Friday night. I'm going to hunt all day Saturday, all day Sunday. Again, temperatures down there are going to be miserable. But I think we're going on the provider mission that we're going to see if we can kill some does. Hopefully multiples for multiple reasons. We got a farmer that wants does dead on the farm. Steve was down there hunting it last year. Farmer wants deer dead, and Matt's got 4 or 5 people down there that are itching for some meat, and a couple of them are families that could really use the meat. So
That's cool.
So it's gonna be hot, but we said anything that walks past us is probably gonna get dropped, and see if we can provide some meat. So that's gonna be hopefully a fun weekend. Hopefully it's not gonna be too slow, but and we're in the part of Ohio that's not getting hammered with EHD. I've heard more about EHD in
Man.
Michigan again now.
Yeah.
And I'm still not seeing it on our properties here. We're kind of in south central Michigan. And luckily, I don't think any of us have seen it.
We had a picture just last week sent to us from one of the neighbors at our lease, and that it was a pretty nice buck that was just found dead.
Oh, so you do have one then.
we might.
Oh, gosh.
We'll see.
Yeah, so that's frustrating. But yeah, I'm gonna slip out this weekend. I doubt I'll get out Wednesday or Thursday between my schedule, kids' schedules, and the temps being warm. I think I'm gonna sit tight. I think next week we finally get a temp drop. If I looked out at like the 10-day forecast, so we'll see. And you still haven't been goose hunting.
Dry and hot. Dry and hot.
Yeah, exactly. Have you been goose hunting?
No. I haven't had time nor the spots, so I haven't. I still have to. The 18th is the opener for duck. I still got to go back up to my in-laws where the lake is and grab my boat and bring it home and get my duck blind on it all set up. So
hopefully you're gonna go duck hunting at least if you don't get out goose hunting.
yeah.
Nice. We did. I did manage to see Sam play some football.
Oh yeah,
That was cool.
Yeah, it was cool that you were there.
We threw a picture up on social media. I was Sam and Steve's high school. We're playing the high school that my kids go to, so we went over to the game and watched Sam beat the crap out of our team. So that was fun.
Added bonus for me.
Yeah, right. So hopefully we can get Sam out hunting here soon too. So my topic, kind of leading in with all the deer hunting stuff, is scent control. And I thought of this
Okay.
because this past week I kind of hit freak out mode of, wow, deer season's here. I got to start getting stuff ready. And I feel like we kind of slowly crept into scent control. Like I remember when we started hunting, scent control wasn't really a thing, right?
Right.
And then it started, scent blocker came out, scent lock came out, all that. People started thinking, oh, maybe this stuff works, whatever. And I feel like we jumped on that trend just a little bit. And then Ozone came out. Ozonics essentially was the first hunting company, but it was based around ozone. And I started to kind of deep dive into it more. And I think the big reason was I knew somebody that worked at a car dealership. And they said when they would take in used vehicles that somebody smoked in, they would put an ozone generator inside the car, close the door, and run this ozone for overnight, I think. Like it was on for a long time.
Hmm.
And then literally you'd open the car door the next day and there's zero smoke smell. And I was like, ooh, I like this idea.
Right.
And so I started talking with you and Matt and Ron, and we ended up buying ozone generators. But none of us, well, Matt has ozonics that he can take out in the woods with him. I don't even know if he does that anymore.
Right.
I don't know how much that part of it works because it's in the open air. I feel like maybe it just drifts away from you. But what we all did is we bought ozone generators on Amazon, and I just looked them up today again. They're like $40 for a big kind of industrial size ozone generator. And if you have a closet in your house, or you can put it inside of a tote, or you can put them in a bag, obviously the looser the clothes hang apart, the
Mhm.
more the ozone can hit it. But I'm personally at the point now where I don't even wash my hunting clothes unless they're full of blood or mud. I'm just hanging them up and running ozone on them. And I think you're still doing the same thing, aren't you?
I like that. We got that
The little mini
little
one too.
mini one that you plug it in and I just throw it right in my tote and I'll run that. I mean, I can do both, but
Yep.
you could like especially right before a hunt or anything, I'll throw it in there and run that. So, and you can only, run it for 20, 30 minutes before you go or something, but
Right.
it helps a lot.
So I do feel like that has been definite game changer for us. I mean, we've all had deer downwind of us at 10 yards that very rarely are we getting busted. And I think if we are, usually it's because of movement or whatever. I don't think it's because of smell. And then some other ways that we found to kind of, I guess, save money involving scent is we went and bought the scent totes. You can buy the nice scent totes. I think back when we first started, Scent Lock had a scent tote,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a standard whatever gallon tote, but they were charging you like $180 for this basically Rubbermaid tote. So all of us have now just bought the generic totes from like Home Depot. They've got the latches on them, with like the airtight seal. We did that. I personally, instead of using like all of the quote unquote hunting brand products, I bought generic deodorant, like Arm & Hammer deodorant, scent free. It's like $5. I think the hunting stuff's like $10 to $12. I made a list, so I'm referring to my list here if you see me looking away. But I like to have wipes, like how you can wipe your hands down before you get dressed out in the field or whatever if you're coming from work. Huggies baby wipes. Go ahead and laugh at me all you want, but Huggies baby wipes, scent free, are the exact same thing that you're getting if you buy, the stuff from a hunting brand, and you can get them for dirt cheap. Literally everything I'm going to tell you is like a third of the cost if you buy it with a different label on it. Eucerin, EUCERIN body wash on Amazon, $5 for a full thing of body wash, scent free. Again, way cheaper than what you can get. And then I use a shampoo that's called CeraVe, CERA, and then capital VE. Again, on Amazon, it's like $10 for a bottle. It's the exact same stuff that you're paying for to have expensive labels on it, but it's a good cheap way to just make sure that you're scent free.
That's awesome.
You
Yeah.
know,
You touched on a point that's very key too, is weather permitting. Any chance I get, I'm changing out at the truck. I'll step out of my truck and I'll change into my stuff. So like, there's so much scent that we're picking up from inside the truck, or
oh yeah,
maybe
don't wear your stuff in the truck.
maybe I'll stop and get a Whopper with onions in it and
It's actually in my notes.
drive my partner nuts a little bit.
I am a big proponent that I try not to eat onions during hunting season so I don't sweat it out later. That's all I'm saying. Then Steve will go get a Whopper with extra onions on our drive down to Ohio, and I about had a stroke. But
That was a good argument.
no, it was a good. That's a good point, though. I think the inside of your vehicle smell.
Mm-hmm.
Inside of my vehicle smells, and I feel like I try to keep it pretty clean. But I'll take my same big ozonics thing the week before hunting season, and I'll put it in my truck
Mm-hmm.
for a few hours and let it run, just to try to kill some stuff. And then you had a good point getting dressed outside your truck. I think the best thing I ever did was bought an extra floor mat at like AutoZone or whatever that I can
Yeah.
throw down at my tailgate and have something to stand on, keep my socks dry in the morning or whatever when there's dew on the ground. And then when you're all done, you just throw your tote back in your truck and throw your floor mat down, and
Right.
it's ready to go for your next hunt. So we've started to dig into more of that stuff, I feel like, over the past 10 or 15 years, and I do feel like it's helped.
Yeah.
But I do also feel like the market is super saturated with all these overpriced products that have a
Very
picture
true.
of a buck on it, and you can go buy the same stuff on Amazon for a lot cheaper and get the same results. So, yeah. Hunting camo. Got a preference?
Do I have a preference?
You have a brand. I'll say that.
I guess I used to. I don't dive into it as much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because of the show. Like it kind of opened my eyes to a couple different things. So, we had a
The camo sponsor.
pass through
Yeah. Pass through outdoor gear.
outdoor gear,
Yep.
and it was a much different pattern than I'd ever used before. But you get it in the woods, and it looked
It was
Pretty
pretty
sweet.
It was really sweet.
it looked
camo.
really sweet.
Yep.
So, so that kind of opened my eyes to looking at different things and using different options. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm not real picky on it. But I know you might be a little bit more.
I'm not even crazy picky anymore. I mean, I found First Light that I like because of the comfort factor, but I don't think First Light preaches about, scent blocker. It doesn't have scent shields proponents to it. It's just comfortable, so I like it. And I think with all the other stuff that we do with the ozone and that type of thing, that I don't stress about wearing scent blocker, scent lock, or any of that stuff anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's people that really push, they feel like that's the reason for their success. And if that's the case, great. I will say that I do feel like rubber boots are key, like the knee-high boots.
Yeah.
As far, I think where a lot of stink comes off of your body, it's probably in your boots, especially after you walk in a mile. I do feel like rubber boots do help as far as that part goes. But yeah, I don't have a specific. We've watched people kill deer in all kinds of clothes.
Yeah.
We laugh about some of the stuff that Ron's wore over the years. You look at deer's eyesight, and supposedly the best color they can see is the color blue for some reason with the way their eyes work. And we've watched Ron hunt with the same blue stocking cap year
Yeah.
after year and kill
Yeah.
deer. And, more power to him. That's awesome. So,
Right.
yeah, it's one of those things with a couple days left. If you're interested in trying out something different as far as scent control, I think it'd be something worth looking into.
I think your e-bike's going to be a scent control game changer for you too,
Could be, yeah.
on multiple
Supposedly,
levels.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how that turns out because you're not going to have your scent
Right.
walking in,
Right.
all the way to your stand.
Yep.
And then you're also not going to be sweaty when you get to the stand like you normally are.
Yep.
So, I mean that's a big thing.
I do
So,
think that's awesome. And you actually just made me think of another thing because I took the e-bike out to check trail cameras. When we check trail cameras, I try to make sure I've got rubber gloves with me, and I just buy a box of latex gloves. And anytime I'm going to touch my trail camera, I try to make sure that I've got my latex gloves on,
yeah, that's gonna.
so I'm not just rubbing my bare hands all over my camera and letting it sit out there in the woods, for the next couple days till it rains and my scent's just stinking it all up. You can go as far if I think about it, and I'm not the greatest, but if I do think about it, I try to put my gloves on at the base of the tree so that when I climb up too, I'm not using my bare hands all over the bottom of my sticks or whatever. I don't know. I think anything we can do to try to neutralize the nose of the white-tailed deer is not going to be beaten, I don't think. But if we can try to
Right.
neutralize it a little bit, then maybe it can lead to one more chance of having success this season. And to me, that seems like it's worth it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we put out the option to send emails in, and we actually got an email from Bill Bauer, and I'm really curious what your answer is going to be to this because I know what
boy.
mine is. What is the number one thing that you have to have in your hunting backpack?
Oh boy. My instant response is Little Debbie's.
But which Little Debbie? What were we eating down in
Gotta be a Swiss
Ohio?
cake roll.
Yeah, Swiss cake rolls. We bought Swiss cake rolls by I don't even know how many boxes of Swiss cake rolls we went through down there. It was getting out of hand. All right, so outside of Swiss cake rolls.
I'd say in my backpack, I freak out if I don't have a good pair of binoculars with me.
Good one.
I used to not hunt with them at all, and then started hunting using them and being able to see stuff from, just catching little glimpses and things like that. Or if you do see something, like being able to actually lock in and see what it is
Right.
and see what they're doing well before they get to you, has been huge for me. So
I'm sure you use it if you had it, but let's say you forget your rangefinder. Are you comfortable enough with your bow in your hand that you would take a shot at a deer if you didn't have a rangefinder with you?
yes and no. Yes. I had to retrain myself, to be honest with you. So there was a long time where I never had a rangefinder at all. Like, rangefinders were kind of new
And expensive.
and super expensive. And we were super good. We'd go to 3D shoots all the time. I could tell you that it was 27 yards, not 25 yards, or something stupid like that.
Mhm.
And then rangefinders came along, and it was just kind of cheat mode, and you don't understand how that affects you in your ability to use that yardage.
Mhm.
So I do make sure that I take a rangefinder with me, but I have retrained myself on, okay, look at that tree, 20 yards, look at that tree, 30 yards. And how I do that is I'll play that game in the stand, and I'll guess the yardage, then I'll grab my rangefinder,
Check it.
then I'll range it. You know what I mean?
When I first get up in the tree, I get out my rangefinder and try to find something at 20 and something at 30.
Mm-hmm.
I don't shoot much past 30 anymore, but I try to find a 20 and a 30 mark in the
Right.
woods.
Right.
So I have a reference point if I don't have the option to be able to check my rangefinder if a deer's on top of me or something. But two thoughts on that is, number one, if you're looking to do cheap rangefinders, you can buy the golf rangefinders now for a lot cheaper than you can buy hunting rangefinders. And they'll give you a basic yardage. But be careful because the hunting rangefinder will actually do angle compensation for you, which I didn't think was a big deal until we went down to Ohio and you're trying to shoot like down a ridge. And
Yeah.
it shows that you're like 30 yards away, but then with the angle compensation, it's like shoot it at 22 and you're like, that's a big difference.
Okay, you're probably going to make fun of me now. So I'm in a golf league now with my brother-in-law, and last year he was like, bring your rangefinder. So I was using my hunting rangefinder, the whole time. And it has a mode where it has a golf mode where you can hit the actual pin,
Yeah.
to look at the flag. And this year he shows up and he says, hey, I got a rangefinder. And I'm like, oh, sweet. That's cool. And it had all these features to it. Golf mode, angle. You can turn the angle on or off or whatever.
Oh, that's sweet.
Had a magnet on it to put on the cart or whatever. He got it at TikTok shop. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, I already have a rangefinder, but for that price, I'm going to get another one.
Yeah.
I got this damn rangefinder to my door for like 24 or something.
Yeah.
It was like $25.
They used to be like $200 when we first
Yeah.
bought them. I
Yeah.
remember being like, it was an investment.
I couldn't believe
To
it
get a
was this
rangefinder.
cheap. And I've used it all this golf season, and it's been great. So I'll probably send that one with Sam during hunting season, and I'll just use my regular one. But
I would say if you are just getting into it, a rangefinder's probably a pretty good investment to
oh
to
yeah,
jump into. What about what about rattling antlers or grunt tubes or anything like that? You even take them with you?
yes, I do. I use them way more sparingly than you do. But if it depends on where you're hunting too. If I'm going down to Ohio, I have to have that.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it work multiple times. Southern Ohio. Around here, I've used it and it's worked. I've also used it and the deer tucks its tail and is gone.
Right.
Or just ignores you. So depends on where I'm hunting at, but I always want I always want to have the full arsenal just in case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
you want to know what my number one thing is in my hunting backpack?
no God.
Toilet paper.
Oh my God. You said that you had your pet peeve about me
Uh-huh.
and picking out a tree stand. I used to hunt with you when we were filming, and you'd be up in the tree, and then he'd go, "Oh God, oh God, I gotta poop," and I'm like, "Okay." We're in like climber stands or whatever, so then he's got to climb all the way down, and I'm like, "Just okay, go. You can't hold it? No. All right, go."
If you got to go, you got to go. Like
So-
right now.
Here's my pet peeve out of it. How far from the stand do you typically go if you gotta go?
Oh, this-
I mean,
You know, this should be a question that we have on our social media. If you guys want to write in on social media or email us what you think your distance is from your tree stand if you've got to go to the bathroom, that would be an interesting conversation. I have a theory. Go ahead.
you have a theory.
Yeah, I have a theory.
Yeah, well,
I've proven it.
What I've seen and witnessed was being in the stand, looking down, going, "Oh God, he's right there. He's just gonna do this right here where we're hunting." Okay.
I didn't want to walk far because I could leave scent in the woods.
Yeah, you're leaving scent, all right.
And number two, I don't think deer know what human poop smells like. So I don't think it affects them. I've had them walk right up to it.
I've never had a worse cover scent in my life. So good. I'm glad you at least bring toilet paper so you're prepared.
Do make sure you go downwind of your own stand so you don't have to smell it for the rest of the hunt. But yeah, toilet paper. Absolute necessity. You could lose socks. You got to cut sleeves off of shirts.
I've been there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a legit answer. I'm going to stick with it.
Wow.
Oh, man. So we got opening day coming up on Wednesday. We got another show coming up for you guys Monday after the opener gets going here in Michigan. But in the meantime, make sure you guys are checking us out at Facebook, The Providers, on X under The Providers, and then on Instagram, it's actually PTP for Pass-Through Productions. PTP, The Providers on Instagram. And then, like I said, if you want to, you can shoot us an email at theproviderspodcast@gmail.com. Shoot us any questions you have. There's nothing off limits here at the show, I don't think, considering we just talked about pooping in the woods. But thanks for tuning in this week, and we'll catch you guys next Monday.
Yeah, what a